Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TubCast. I've got Lilith here with me. Lilith, how are you doing?
Well, Dev, I'm doing quite fine. How about you?
Pretty good. And we've got Val here again, our resident Brazilian, our token Brazilian. She's here to tell us
Yay!
about Brazil stuff again. How's it going?
Hi, Val.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Deb. Hey, Lilith.
So before we get into it, as always, there's a few. Hold on. Jesus Christ, my chair's fucking up. God damn it. Hold, wait. Okay.
Don't fall off the chair, Dev.
Oh man, did you see back in the day when V was talking to Medicare and he fell off his chair?
I
So
think I remember that.
yeah, old lore, 2018 lore. Oh
Ancient
dude,
by this point.
look at the chat. Look at that Dev Giga Chad emote. That's a new emote and it's great.
Based.
Nice.
Okay. So thanks for the $2, Gabriel. To our dollars. What are our dollars? Is that like Brazilian currency?
Oh, yeah, that's reais.
What are they called?
Brazilian reais.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. I have no
Wait,
idea.
this might be someone that follows me on Twitter. I think it's Xavier, his Twitter handle. I don't know. He's an artist too.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple quick things before we get right into it. Quick thing number one is that I did get the silver play button. It is here. I haven't unboxed it yet. I'm going. Yeah, dude. After a year and a half of nonsense dealing with YouTube, I have the silver play button. I'm gonna be opening it tomorrow on the weekly sip. That's the plan. I'll open it up tomorrow. Second announcement. Oh yes, second announcement is we're going to be a little bit late with the next Last of Us watch along show because Arch has he's said, "Can you wait a day and we'll do it on Monday?" So we're gonna do it on Monday. We'll be one day late. So that's that.
This is not like the story where we're close to a month late.
God. Hey Odin. Odin says, "Notice me, Dev Pie." Hello, Odin. There was one more thing. Oh yeah. Dave and I, after this show, we're going to have some dinner. Then we're going to go stream. This is the gaming content, guys, so it's not the main thing. But we're going to go stream probably the end of River City Girls 2. So make sure, don't you go vanish after we're done the Tubcast. Make sure you stick around. Dave and I are going to go play some video games and nerd rage like the losers that we are. So that's on the docket tonight.
We'll play some video games.
Video games, yeah. In terms of the actual topic of today's Tubcast, though, Val, we had you on last time, and I think we had Arch with us for a little bit as well, right? Like he popped in for like half the stream or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, news in the Minecraft TF2 servers? Yep, working on those. That will be like in the next few days. Those are on the short list of things I'm going to do. So yeah, you were here last time, and basically what had happened is we brought you on because we were talking about the Brazilian elections, and there was some weird stuff happening with the Brazilian elections. We didn't quite know what it was, and you're in Brazil, you're on the ground, so you gave us a whole bunch of information last time we talked about Brazil with you.
Yeah.
It was very helpful of you. It was like
Yeah.
resident Brazilian on the ground covering.
I'm also trying like not to be super partisan because I don't like that whole game, you know? So, just don't take it to like don't be angry if I say something that you disagree with. Just look it up, maybe do your own research too. It's good. It's just that a lot of news surrounding Brazilian elections and whatnot, like political drama, is filtered to the outside. So it's very difficult to curate things if you're not in Brazil reading things in Portuguese.
Right. Makes sense. The last time we spoke, the reason that we were talking about Brazil is because it seemed like Brazil was kind of poised to have its own January 6th, where Bolsonaro was like hinting that he might not accept the fact that he lost to it's Lola, the other guy, right? Or Lula?
Lula.
Lula.
Yeah.
Bolsonaro was hinting that he wasn't gonna give up the election. He eventually did. He didn't pull a full Trump where he just refused to back down the entire time. He eventually did just quietly step out of office. But now Lula isn't the cleanest of characters either, because we went over a whole bunch of history last time, and he has history with like the violent communist insurgents in Brazil. I mean, Bolsonaro is not he's not innocent himself, but it seems like Lula is much more of like a fucking guerrilla fighter, while Bolsonaro is just like an edgy boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like a dictatorship edgy boy. He thinks that the dictatorship, the right wing dictatorship that we had
Mhm.
in the 76, I think 86 until 86
Right.
was good, actually. Like that sort of guy.
Yep.
I believe he went on record to say it was based and red pilled.
Awesome.
Yes, pretty much that.
Yep. And then meanwhile,
It's happened
Lula.
100%. No disinformation here.
No disinformation. Yeah, and then meanwhile, Lula, he actually was part of like the left wing insurgency, and there are these violent communist guerrillas in the north, and there's all this shit. Basically, it seems like there's no real great option in Brazil right now.
No, yeah, the better option would be not to vote to any of them, but it's not like we have options, a lot of them actually. Just people just don't vote for them, or if you vote for them, they demonize you for it.
Yeah.
Which we talked about in the last stream too, like how Brazilians demonize anyone that doesn't fall in line with either or. So it's I don't know, it's complicated.
Yep. I guess so. So that was like the TLDR of the old stream, and you can go back and watch the old stream if you like too.
To add a point to that, like,
Oh.
are Brazilians required by law to vote?
Oh, yeah, it's mandatory here. The same way with military service.
Mhm.
You are forced to, as men are forced to enlist when they reach the age of 18.
Right.
And if you don't, you're considered a deserter, and it's very bad. So, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, because you're trans, so did you have to enlist?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. So they go by biology then, specifically.
Oh, yeah, and I wasn't, like, when I was 18, I wasn't fully into, like, I didn't know what was happening to me yet, so
Okay.
I was just like a depressed, sad boy back
Right.
then.
Okay, no, I understand. Before we get into the new developments, because a lot of shit has happened in Brazil since we last streamed about it, I'm going to read these first few super chats. Thanks for supporting us, guys. $5 from Holtzinator. I was sitting here all morning thinking it was Sunday and wondering where the sip was. Hi, Lilith and guest. Well, hello.
Hello, Senator. It's good to see you again.
Jordan Rogers, $5. Lilith, quick! Your family has been taken by the CCP. The only way to save them is to say Bahama Mama Pajamas 5 times fast.
Oh, no. Okay. Bahama Mama Pajamas, Bahama Mama Pajamas, Bahama Mama Pajamas, Bahama Mama Pajamas, Bahama Mama Pajamas.
Good job. You did it.
Thank you.
You have saved your family.
You did
I
it.
saved my family. I did
it. Real Holtzner, $5 again. Thank you. Don't be angry if you
fun.
say.
I did surprisingly well.
Yeah, I was actually surprised too, because usually like your accent gets in the way of stuff like that. But no, you did it.
Or I stutter.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Holtznader, another $5. Thanks, man. Don't be angry if you say something we disagree with. Have you met this chat? I know that you've probably seen me like. You had to. You probably saw me like fighting with my chat during the weekly sip. Sometimes we get into some good debates. It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah. I've seen some wild shit in this chat. Not gonna lie.
Oh wait, Jin Django, are you from Brazil too? Damn. Maybe we should get Jin Django is one of my artists on the channel. Maybe we should get him on too. Cool.
There you go. Add me on Twitter. I like artists.
Yeah.
It's Cream Lunar on Twitter.
he does art for my channel sometimes. So, in fact, I'm going to be doing something on that upcoming Harry Potter game, and he's making me a Harry Potter artwork.
Okay. What school would you be in? Slytherin?
Oh,
Then?
either Slytherin or Ravenclaw, one of the two. I
Based.
yeah, I
Based.
usually get one of those two whenever I take the tests.
Ravenclaw is based. Please go Ravenclaw.
When I took the test, I always get Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
There we go. See?
Yes. If I ever got Hufflepuff, I would just 41% myself.
Really?
Nah, it's a joke.
Okay, so you gave me a bunch of information. And actually, Jin Django said that apparently Lula's been arrested. I didn't see that in the information. Is that true?
Oh, we talked about this in the last stream too. I think it was just like a long stream, so it has
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of stuff there. But like Lula was in jail for a good while because of the Lava Jato, like the car wash operation
Right.
surrounding the Petrobras, which is a oil extraction company. And there was some like very, very shady stuff around like money laundering and just like really bad stuff surrounding Petrobras. So because of that, him and a lot of people got put into trial and under investigation, sorry, and they were sentenced. So
Damn.
yeah.
Corrupt
But
as
like
fuck.
yeah. And to be fair, people like Glenn Greenwald back in the day were reporting on this, and it is sort of true that he was involved, but sort of not. Like there were some people that had connections to him that were involved, if that makes sense, but not him directly. So it's weird, but he's kind of innocent on that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a weird sort of environment, the whole thing around the car wash operation.
Right. You had mentioned before we started up the show that you were watching a Vosh video where Vosh was praising Lula, and that triggered you a bit.
Oh god damn it. And not that like the Vosh thing didn't trigger me. What triggers me is like I was watching Destiny because I don't watch Vosh, like fuck Vosh. Like
Okay, all right.
I was watching Destiny like react to some Bosch whatever, and
Yeah.
someone in Destiny's chat that is Brazilian, probably like a 15-year-old dumbass, was saying that Lula did not go balls to the wall with the election stuff, which is a fucking lie. Like you can't like just don't tell people in the outside that he didn't do horrible shit because he's doing horrible shit. Like
Yeah.
the Supreme Court justice has some insane power right now.
Someone in the chat is asking.
So what exactly are they doing just so to get people up to the page? And I'm not too familiar with these types of Brazilian politics.
Well, someone in the chat asked
Myself, especially on the
the
Supreme Court front.
someone asked about the car wash operation real quick. In 2014, Brazil began Operation Car Wash, resulting in several arrests and convictions, including 9 suits against Lula.
Yeah, that was like a big anti-corruption thing that they did, right?
Yeah, and they raided his
Yeah,
home, detained him for questioning, collaborating illegal bribes from the oil company Petrobras. Okay, damn, fucking hell, man.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I sent you an article I think a while ago because I knew
Let's see what I've
people would
got.
be confused about the car wash operation, and it's like
Here, I'm going to
it is
share my
very
screen with you
complex.
guys. Here. So you should be able to see what I have up. And you gave me a bunch of stuff here. A lot of it's in a lot of it is in a language I can't read. So you have to tell me which one of these it is, and I'll translate it. Let's see. There's Glenn Greenwald's. We'll go through that in a minute. Oh, these are okay.
Right.
Yep. I'm sure we'll
Okay.
get all this eventually.
Yeah, you see, I'm trying to translate, like use Google Translate because the Google translation are actually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
noticed, yeah. So I've been just translating articles through Google. It helps.
Mhm. But basically,
Uh,
in any case, the TLDR is that both Bolsonaro and Lula kind of have their pretty major downsides. I don't think you can excuse Lula just because he's on the left. I think that's kind of a bad take, frankly. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Bosch's sake. It's the utilitarian sort of take where, like, okay, it's okay that our guy is corrupt and an asshole and abuses power because he's fighting an actual fascist Nazi and whatever, like that's his take.
Okay, you better be mad at him. He's /our guy. /
our guy.
Exactly.
Well, but basically, the election happened. It was really close. Bolsonaro said Bolsonaro was hinting that he might not step down peacefully. There was like a lawsuit involved. The military got involved. The military had its own audit. It turned out that Lula indeed actually won. Bolsonaro has stepped down. Lula has taken power. That's the last update we've received from you since then.
Yeah.
And now you said you don't want to. There's some things you don't want to say on the stream, just in case you're being wiretapped by the Brazilian. Keep in mind, are they going to be listening in English?
Yeah, so, well, it's not that I don't want to say it, is that I want to be careful not to sound like I am like doubtful of the election, because if I am, it gives them reason to either take down this video or just straight up go after me, which is kind of scary, to be honest. And like I'm just a nobody on the internet, so it's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty weird. And we
So
had cases with bigger accounts too recently,
yeah.
so
So
I don't want to risk it.
are you saying that since the election, since we last spoke, and Lula's since become he's come into his power, there's been a lot of crackdown on people who doubted the election?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it like crazier crackdown than the American crackdown?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Like there they are, for as far as I know, and Lilith, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but there they are like looking for people and then they are investigating them and they are putting them in to trial, right? Like they are trying those people, and if they are indeed
Yeah.
convicted, guilty, they go to jail
I
for
I
conspiracy against the government.
I
And
think
I
they're
don't think
only
in
trying people
America.
who are at January,
Yeah.
January 6th. Yeah, they're only
Yeah.
trying people who are at January 6th. Like if you just say it online, no
I
one
was gonna
cares.
say, like, if
Yeah.
you, there's plenty of Americans saying, "Ooh, the election is rigged. It's all rigged." No, doesn't make
Mhm.
sense. They don't get arrested. The people who got arrested are like, if you set foot on like Capitol grounds, or especially like if you're involved in like the trespassing of, that's when you get the people who get put on no-fly lists and get in huge trouble.
Which is
Right.
bad.
Just for
Like, I'm
just for
not gonna
saying
lie.
just for saying like the election is rigged, or you might get like social consequences, but you won't get like lawful consequences in America.
Yeah, no, then definitely it is a lot better. A lot better than here. Like it both are bad, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
here it's just insane. Like the same guy, and I have a like a sort of morbid fascination with evil people because they can manipulate, and like I admire that from distance, like evil people that can manipulate others in such an effective way, like Alexandre de Moraes has done. They are fascinating to me because the left here in Brazil used to hate this guy. Like they used to hate him because he has been in power for so long now, and he used to do some stuff like investigating people that the left didn't like, and the whole car wash thing. Alexandre de Moraes had a lot of power too, and he was against Lula. So like I don't get it. He's now their hero, but he's just manipulating people, and he has a lot of power. Right now he like in the last stream we talked about how he removed habeas corpus, which is the right for a fair trial, and from people that were participating in protests against the election, right? Like doubting the election and doing the protests in front of the military quarters. And now he- a lot of people got jailed because of it. So it's kind of scary to think about a Supreme Court justice, like a federal Supreme Court justice with that much power. Like he can just ask companies to take down people, and they will be taken down from the internet overnight for
Damn.
merely suggesting that the election was not 100% legitimate. Right? Like that's insane to me. That's
Right.
something that shouldn't
I
happen
mean,
in a democracy, but
yeah. Even if you
Yeah, so
actually
you would
won,
just
you know what I mean?
yeah, it's just like you could actually get arrested for saying the election is illegitimate, like on here. Just even if you weren't at like your version of Jan 6th or Jan 8th. That's messed up. Yeah.
Yep. No,
yeah,
I
today
agree.
we just had a lot of people being not what's the word? Uh, oh my God, we had people being jailed because of it, and a lot of people were sent to like this sort of quote unquote concentration camps where they were retaining people that participating in the January 8th for investigation and then for jail, right? And
Got sent
people
to
were just
Lula Gulag.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Just without forced labor, I guess.
So you gave me a Glenn Greenwald tweet. I didn't know Glenn Greenwald was Brazilian, to be honest.
He's not.
No?
He lives here and he's married to Brazilian. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I think it's good. Like, that's why I use him as a source, because he's very neutral and he usually reports in English, but he can speak Portuguese. So it's a lot easier for you guys to understand.
Glenn
Right,
Greenwald
right.
is not neutral. He is like
He's
Listen.
more of a leftist, actually, thinking about it. But as a
he's a
journalist,
shit.
Hold on.
as a journalist.
No, you two can fight right now. Go for it. Because I know like you don't like Glenn Greenwald because of the trans stuff, right, Lilith?
Well, that and like his stance on Ukraine. So it's like
Yeah.
he's like a major Russian shill when it comes to that
Yeah,
type
fair
of
enough.
shit.
From what I've noticed, like being a Russian shill isn't a partisan thing. The left has some Russian shills and the right has some Russian shills. It depends on how you're looking at it, right? You know,
Yeah.
if you hate the
I mean,
liberal,
Russia blues attract like both sides of the extreme.
yep.
If we go by the horseshoe theory, this is like Putin just like, hey comrade, would you like to resist American imperialism with me? And then goes to the right and goes, hello, fellow traditionalist Christian, would you like to resist Western degeneracy with me?
So I'm going to bring up.
So yeah, I
Here,
don't like Glenn Greenwald. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him.
well, the morality doesn't matter. What matters is if his reporting is accurate. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's like the old Jordan Peterson versus the new Jordan Peterson, if that makes sense. Like,
yep.
Jordan Peterson had some good stuff, but he has been saying some wild shit nowadays. So I don't know.
Here, I'm going to bring up the tweets that you gave me because they are in Portuguese, but we're gonna translate them and read them. So here we go. It's incredible to read this indictment. This tactic is the same used by the Bush administration after 9/11 to silence critics. Our country has been attacked. Anyone who questions the powers we invoke is on the side of the terrorists. Okay, let's see what this actually is. Let's translate it. What's up with you, Glenn? Is there any relevant information to give? The country is threatened, on the verge of a coup, the judiciary in recess, and you come to criticize those who fight against Bolsonarist terrorism? What's up with you? Jesus.
Yeah, he's been criticized a lot for going against Alexandre de Moraes' power as Supreme Court justice, and that's his response to that criticism.
Hold on. Is there now, or has there ever been, a modern democracy where a single judge exercises the power that was it Alexandra de Morales or Morales? I can't pronounce these names, man. Okay, so
Alexandre de Moraes.
so what is this guy's deal?
Okay, so he is the Supreme Court justice judge
Mhm.
of like the current day Supreme Court judge, and
Okay.
he has the power. He has basically the power to indict people without a trial. Like he can prosecute anyone and just throw them in jail just for questioning anything. Like he has an insane amount of power, something that we never seen before. That's what Glenn is talking about here, and it's weird that we are celebrating this on the left when this should not be commonplace in a democracy at all. Like this is insane.
So
This
is this a
Yeah,
new
like
state
it
of
seems like
affairs?
there's no due process.
Yeah.
Completely skipping that just because he's like powerful man.
Well, is this a new state of affairs? Like, was he just granted these powers by Lula within the last month or two, or has he been in this position for a while?
Okay, so he. I'm trying to think like the line of succession of the Supreme Court judges.
Mhm.
I think he has been in power for a while now, but he as the Supreme Court judge, he is doing things that without the like Congress and Senate and whatever, like without votes, right? So people like he's doing things without the representatives of the people voting on it, which is weird because he's going sort of jumping the constitution, if that makes sense. Like it's a weird sort of power dynamic between him and the other uh, governmental powers of Brazil.
Okay, but I mean, he presumably didn't have this power when Bolsonaro was in office. So how did he get it?
Okay, so he granted himself the power, if that makes sense.
So he just,
Yeah.
wait, he just like did a Giga Chad, like, yes, I have it now.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, if Lula is the president, like, surely Lula had to been like, okay,
yeah,
right?
like the president can sort of supersede the Supreme Court justice so to an extent, but it's mostly just like blatant corruption. It's like this guy should not have this power, but he does. That's the thing. I wish I could explain it in a way that was like not
Wait,
as
so
bad as it sounds.
so he
But
granted himself this power very recently then.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, like he and that's why I said like I admire evil people when they manipulate other people this well,
Jesus.
because he has been against Lula and the left in previous governments and situations. So like
Playing both sides, so he always comes out on top.
exactly. He's literally Lex Luthor. Like people mock him as being Lex Luthor because he's like he looks like Lex Luthor, but you know, the guy is a fucking evil mastermind. I don't know.
What's
It's super
interesting?
weird.
What's interesting is if you look at this guy's Wikipedia article in English, there's none of this on here. Like the last thing on the current English Wikipedia article. I mean, they probably just haven't updated it yet, right? But the last thing is that he in March 19th, 2022, he ordered the suspension of Telegram because it repeatedly failed to block accounts spreading disinformation. And Bolsonaro objected to that ruling, but it seems to have stuck. But that's it.
Yeah.
According to English Wikipedia, that's the last thing that he has done that is noteworthy. But apparently, he's also fucking taken complete control of. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he has way too much power, unfortunately.
Damn.
And this is just something not reported by Western media much at all.
Oh, I mean, there were some articles, but the censorship is going insane. So if you question, like, per the last ruling that this guy had, if you question any sort of legitimacy of the election, you can be either taken down or you need to pay a fine. And he is holding the companies, like the internet, like Facebook, Twitter, and etc. He's holding them accountable for that sort of discourse. So the court order that he sent what was it, a month ago, I think. So that court order was requesting that these companies would suspend any accounts that were spreading misinformation about the election, or questioning the election, the integrity of the election. So obviously that should also apply to journalists and whatnot. So if you post anything that goes against the election results or talks about how it could be the case that they are not legitimate, then you get censored. So
Right.
it's weird.
Here, I think I found something that's. Yeah, it seems like Western media isn't really talking about this guy, but there is one article in the New York Times written by a Brazilian named Jack Nickus, a Brazilian reporter. So let's take a look at it real quick. Let's see. He is Brazil's defender of democracy. Is he actually good for democracy? Brazilian Supreme Court justice was crucial to Brazil's transfer of power, but his aggressive tactics are prompting debate. Can one go too far to fight the far right? I mean, the answer is obviously yes.
Yeah.
That's not much of a question.
Yeah, you can go too far fighting anyone, pretty much.
Yeah. So
that's the big problem, right? Like, we're using the term far right very loosely, and accusing anyone that participates in any protests, civil or not, as being the same. So we're doing some hardcore stretching of logic here, just to pretend like we're fighting for democracy when we're not. So it's weird. It doesn't make sense to me.
let's see. When Brazil's highway police began holding up buses full of voters on election day, he ordered them to stop. When right-wing voices spread the baseless claim that Brazil's election was stolen, he ordered them banned from social media. When thousands of right-wing protesters stormed Brazil's halls of power this month, he ordered the officials who had been responsible for securing the buildings arrested. He's taken up the mantle of Brazil's lead defender of democracy. Using a broad interpretation of the court's powers, he has pushed to investigate and prosecute, as well as silence on social media, anyone he deems a menace to Brazil's institutions. As a result, in the face of anti-democratic attacks from Brazil's former far-right president, Bolsonaro, and his supporters, he has cleared the way for the transfer of power. To many on Brazil's left, that made him the man who saved Brazil's democracy. Yet to many others in Brazil, he's threatening it. His aggressive approach and expanding authority have made him one of the nation's most powerful people, and also puts him at the center of a complicated debate over how far is too far to fight the far right. He has jailed people without a trial for posting threats on social media. He helped sentence a sitting congressman to nearly 9 years in prison for threatening the court. He's ordered raids on businessmen with little evidence of wrongdoing. He has suspended an elected governor from his job. and he has unilaterally blocked dozens of accounts and thousands of posts on social media with virtually no transparency or room for appeal. In the hunt for justice after the riot this month, he has become further emboldened. His orders to ban prominent voices online have proliferated, and now he has the man accused of fanning Brazil's extremist flames, Mr. Bolsonaro, in his crosshairs. Wow.
By the way, that's very good that they mentioned that, because I just it just reminded me of something. That court order about the social media platforms, that wasn't supposed to be leaked. That was leaked. Okay, so that was not public. That was supposed to be under the cover and nobody would know. So he banned a lot of huge fucking influencers on the internet that so much has fucking stepped the toe on the side of Bolsonaro. So it was pretty weird.
Damn.
Yeah, that seems pretty messed up. I don't know how you could look at that and be like, oh, he's defending democracy. I mean, if people are, that's a straight up censorship, really.
Yeah.
And
Wild. Here, let's see what else we got here. Okay. So Glenn Green, I translated his entire thread, so you can just read it real quick. The formula is the same whenever a country faces a threat. Bush famously said, "You're either with us or with terrorists." Morrow said, "I am fighting corruption, so whoever criticizes me supports corruption." Yeah, that's pretty bullshit. That's pretty bullshit. He says, "I don't need lectures on the dangers here. I lived in Manhattan on September 11th. My family has been the main target of those who invaded buildings in Brazil, but there can also be serious dangers in the powers claimed by authorities in the name of security." That's true. It's not fascist to question the government or the powers taken by the authorities in the name of security, even the STF. The STF is the courts, right?
well,
Oh, Val vanished. R.I.P. I think
it,
oh no, it's the Supreme Federal Tribunal. I think that's the courts. Yeah. What is fascist is creating a climate that forbids questioning authorities or equating criticism with being pro-terrorist. Yep, that sounds about right.
so I was like, whether you agree with the election was rigged or not, we've done this thing. Yes, we've done it last time. We've analyzed the election, and we've pretty much came to conclusion that it might have looked a bit too close to call at first, but it
Yeah,
looks pretty much legitimate. But whether you think it's legitimate or not, it should be it shouldn't be illegal to question.
Yeah.
it seemed to be the case that it was correct. Everything was that was under investigation by the military was actually fine. Nothing went wrong. We do use electronic ballots instead of paper ballots, but in general, it seemed like it was okay. Right? There are other things that you can criticize about the Brazilian elections than the way they are held, which is yeah, 1/3 of the country can decide because we don't have the electoral colleges. 1/3 of the country can literally dictate what will happen to the entire country just based on population alone, because our votes are just 50% plus one vote, right? So that's bad. That's not very good, but that's democracy, the plain default democracy, not a republic, just a democracy. So yeah, you can criticize that, but true, it was legitimate. He won, so let's move on from that. Let's not
Yeah.
hang on it.
Yeah. Bolsonaro, assuming they don't throw him in jail for some trumped up charge, he can just run next time if he's still popular, you know? If the people want him, they'll vote for him.
That's the problem, though. They are trying to link him to the January 8th protest / riot. So I don't know.
But wasn't he in? I think I read somewhere like before the January 8th riot in Brazil, Bolsonaro was in Florida, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was he?
He
Just
was.
hanging out?
Yeah, he was in Miami, just like chilling, and things happened.
That's
And they're
funny,
trying.
actually.
Yeah, like I think was it AOC? Someone very prominent in the U.S. government was saying that they should go after Bolsonaro's visa to remove him from the U.S. so that he could be prosecuted here in Brazil for a coup attempt,
That's
which
fucking
was pretty
stupid.
weird.
That's
Yeah.
fucking. Well, AOC's a fucking brainlet, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if it was AOC, but it sounds like it was. It seems like it was. This
Fuck.
in my brain.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was, but probably better to make sure.
It was one of those like very media savvy sort of US representatives that said it.
Was it part? If it's not AOC, was it someone in the squad?
The
I
squad.
don't remember. We might need to Google that one. I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember. I'm
It's
sorry.
that's probably too much to be bogged down by that.
So something else happened with Glenn Greenwald, and I'll just bring it up real quick here. Oh, by the way, guys, thanks for all the super chats and stuff today. I do appreciate the support.
Hey, you guys.
Thank you. Let's bring this up here. The censorship regime. I hate this trend of people doing breaking at the start of their fucking tweet. Like, chill the fuck out with that.
Breaking.
To be fair, I'm gonna defend him here. To be fair, he is a journalist, so
yeah. Fair enough. The censorship regime in Brazil is growing rapidly, virtually daily now. We just obtained a censorship order that is genuinely shocking, directing multiple social media platforms to immediately remove numerous prominent politicians and commentators. I can't overstate how shocking and dangerous this new censorship order is. It's from the same judge, the guy whose name I can't pronounce.
AM, just call him AM.
AM.
Lex Luthor.
A sign of how
censorship order is. It kind of reminds me of like what people thought the Twitter files were, because there was like a bunch of hubbub about the Twitter files, but then it was like a lot about like Joe Biden's officials like asking them to remove like what is essentially like leaked revenge porn when he wasn't even in office at the time. But this is like an actual government official ordering from up top, like you need to censor or else we will.
Yeah, and since the court order was leaked, like it's like the Twitter files, but we have proof that it happened.
Stronger proof.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. Like I read some of the Twitter files, and like the FBI had a line to Twitter so that the FBI could say, "Hey, listen, we think some fake news is coming down the pipe. Here's what we think about it." And Twitter had the option to say no, and Twitter said no regularly. In fact, the FBI pushed to get information from Twitter through a different channel, and Twitter said no. Twitter actually behaved like more responsibly than I thought they would have, to their credit.
Yeah.
Quite respectable, to be honest.
I'm gonna have to do a video on the Twitter on all the Twitter threads at some point, because there was a lot of information to go over, but that's a fucking huge job, Jesus.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see here. A sign of how repressive the situation in Brazil is. I've had to spend hours with lawyers even figuring out if I can report on this. I've confronted governments around the world, and this is the only time I've ever asked, can I safely criticize this judge? Jesus. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So he's afraid to even criticize this judge then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if it makes sense if you think about it, like, yes, he has a lot of power and he's using it to like stifle sort of like, so to speak, the far right, quote unquote, people, but till when is this just gonna affect the quote unquote far right people? right?
Mhm.
Like, till when he will just exert this power toward the people that the left agree with, which is, I don't know, like, or disagree with. Sorry. So yeah, it's a dangerous environment to be a journalist right now. It
Yep.
it reminds me a lot of the early years of the not reminds me because I didn't live it, but the early years of the dictatorship when they
Mm.
had like actual fucking laws against not laws, but like people were prosecuted for criticizing the government, and that was one of the biggest criticisms of the dictatorship, the military dictatorship, was that journalism was pretty much censored all the time. It was insane.
That's scary.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not good at all.
$10 from Vodka Latte. Thank you. Finally caught y'all alive. Keep up the good work. Thanks very much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
so Glenn Greenwald went live with System Update. That's like his show, I guess. Is that what this
I think
Rumble link is that you gave me?
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
basically
Yeah.
because the big he shows the court order there, and
Let's see if we can find it.
he also talks with one of the biggest Brazilian influencers here in Brazil, which is
Mhm.
Monarch, who has been suspended in all platforms because of the court order.
Is this the court order here?
That's the entire podcast. You might need to like skim around and
Yeah, I'm skimming, but like, I mean,
that. Yeah, that one,
yeah.
that one. Mhm.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah.
I was watching on the stream.
Oh no, I'm sharing my screen with you in Discord. You can see it.
I don't have the best.
Okay, Tennyson for $5. Thank you. Breaking: local U.S. man grateful for First Amendment considers it most based document in history. More at 11. Thanks, man. So this is the. Let's see. I hereby communicate to you that the following decision was made in the judicial action, because of which remain under legal secret, for immediate compliance in the following terms. Remain under legal secret. That didn't happen. Let's see. Considering the following facts, I hereby determine the expedition of legal communications to the company's Facebook, Rumble, Telegram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube, so that within the deadline of 2 hours, proceed with the blocking of the channel's accounts profiles listed below. Under the sanction of a daily fine of, was that 110,000 BRLs? 100,000 BRLs. And providing to the Supreme Court of the
100 billion BLRs.
So these are some people that the government wants blocked. Oh, Kiki Spaghetti for $10. Thank you. My dad left Brazil to escape the dictatorship. To see history seemingly repeat itself like this is heartbreaking. It seems to be
Yeah.
the curse of South America, to be honest.
And it's a pendulum too, because the first one was a right wing dictatorship. This one might be it's in the path of becoming a left wing dictatorship. So yeah, we're fucked either way.
Yeah, South America has no problem with just like dictatorships of both stripes. They seem to be fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else is banned on the list? Come on, let's keep going. Anyone? Patriot ASB. I assume these are all like notable Brazilian names. I don't recognize any of them. But these are all people that Nicholas Ferreira. Was it Nicholas Ferreira? He seems to be banned on every single platform. Who is that guy?
Okay, so there are some there is a senator, I think, that was in that list. Nicolas Ferreira. I think he is one of them, but he is weird. He's a weird guy. Yeah, he is a member of the Chamber of Deputies. He's a weird guy.
Okay.
He has supported Bolsonaro throughout, and just because of that, he has been suspended, which is weird, right? Like you don't have to like him, you don't have to agree with him, but I think the fucking federal Supreme Court judge, suspending people you don't you disagree with is kind of bad.
Yeah. Here, I think you sent me some of these. So these are people who are very notable in Brazil that have been nuked off the internet.
Yeah,
This person
including.
had
I'm
this
sorry.
person had 2 million followers, and this is, I think, her Twitter account, and she's gone because of the government, right? And she's Brazilian. Yeah.
Yep.
Damn. Yeah. Here's her account has been withheld in Brazil in response to a legal demand. Jesus.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then Monarch had 1.5 million. Yep, he's gone. He has 3.8 million subs on
Ones.
YouTube.
That's Talkay. Talkay is the girl.
Yeah.
Monarch is a YouTuber. Like he's a big fucking giant in the influencer sort of world here in
Mhm.
Brazil. So like that for an account with almost 4 million subscribers to be just banned because of a court order it's kind of unprecedented, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can. Hold on. Oh no, his channel's still available in English.
Oh yeah, it's IP banned. It's
Yeah.
only unavailable here in Brazil.
Oh.
The Twitter account as well.
He's been like uploading every day, it looks like. And it looks like he has like a Joe Rogan style podcast, doesn't he? He has like a studio with a table, and like his guests are coming in, they have the same mics. Like, looks like he's
Yep.
doing what Joe Rogan does. But
Yeah, he even, I think he was mentioned to be like the Brazilian Joe Rogan because he modeled his show after Joe Rogan.
Okay.
So he has the same sort of vibe. He's sort of neutral, but he talks about like some fringe sort of stuff, you know, like
Here
it's
he
the
is, chat.
same thing.
But here's the thing. He stopped posting 3 weeks ago. He's posting like 5 videos a day or some shit, and then he just suddenly stops. Is he in jail? Like, is he all right?
No, he's okay. Yeah, Glenn Greenwald interviewed him in his show, that link that I showed you.
Okay, yeah.
There's an interview there, and like he's just censored. He can't. The only place he can actually upload videos to that reach Brazil is Rumble, because Rumble doesn't have an office here, so they're not like bound to Brazilian law. So like they can't find, they cannot find Rumble.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
They cannot find Rumble in what way? Like, is it just like not popular, or is it you can't access it at all?
I think for like serving legal court documents, there's just no place to serve them.
Huh.
Yeah, like there's nothing they can do about Rumble, because if they don't comply, what can they do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they could probably block the entire website from the country, but
Maybe. But then that's a whole other like can of worms that I don't think not even Alexandre de Moraes would be willing to open, because that would be bad. Like imagine blocking an entire fucking website in your country, in a country that is supposedly fighting for democracy. Like that would
Yeah.
be pretty bad.
People in the chat are saying, "Dev, go to Brazil." Listen, I haven't been to Brazil since like my teen years, and I just stayed in the tourist areas, man. I don't think I'll go back. It sounds fucked.
but you were actually in Brazil.
Yeah, like family trip.
Where did you go?
Just to Rio.
Okay, fine.
Listen, I was
fucking
privileged
trip.
Westerner. You know how it is.
Fair enough.
$5 from Kiki again. Thank you. This is why I get so angry when people go on about how oppressed people are in Canada. They know nothing of oppression. Oh yeah, I know. There's so many like privileged Westerners who are like, "Oh my God, things are terrible." It's like, you don't fucking understand anything. Jesus Christ.
This is why I am fully in support of exchange programs that make students live in third world countries in family homes. That's what I want to see, because that's when you start to like separate the real fucking ideologues from like the crybabies on Twitter.
The
Exactly.
downside to
When you-
that, the whole downside to that though, is that the family might fucking sell the kid somewhere.
I want
Depends on the
something that's
country.
really simple. I want all the tankies that's been praising China, North Korea, and Russia to be able to live in the place of their desire
Mm-hmm.
forever.
Just
Forever.
like go to West Taiwan and live there for a year. See how your mind is changed. How fast your mind is changed.
No, not just for a year, forever.
Just banished and exiled to West
Yes.
Taiwan.
$5 from Holtzinator.
Here's your North Korean plane ticket and passport. Bye. Go to your workers' paradise, baby.
$5 from Holtzinator. You cannot fine Rumble, not find. Wait, here's the thing: to fine a company, you have to it has to have like an address you can serve it at, right? So if you literally can't find Rumble, then you can't find them either.
Yeah, they need to have a CNPJ or CNPJ, which is like the company registry number with the government. So like every one of the tech companies here have their own Brazilian branch, and their Brazilian branch have their own CNPJ. And that's what's fined, right? Like they're not finding fucking Silicon Valley Twitter. They're finding Brazilian Twitter, like the office of Brazil, like the company of Brazilian Twitter.
Right.
So that's what they're finding. And without that, Rumble doesn't have to do anything, really, unless the US government decides to, abide by the rules of Brazilian Supreme Court justices.
Another $5 from Holtzner. Thank you. It just says all caps, based Lilith.
Thank you very much, Ultimator.
Thank you. Okay. So yeah, these guys have all been thrown off the internet, presumably for talking about this. I mean, this is the thing. This stream is pretty small and it's in English, so you're probably not going to get in any trouble for saying any of this, Val. It's okay. Tell us how you really feel.
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, I think Alexandre de Moraes is a fascist. He is the definition of fascism, and he is pushing fascist ideology in the sense that he is acting it instead of saying it.
Right.
Because that's basically what fascism is. Like locking people up without trials, putting people in fucking camps because they participated in civil protests against the government or the election or whatever, questioning the government or their decisions. That all should be part of freedom of expression, which is what we have here in Brazil. Like, we don't have freedom of speech, but we have freedom of expression, and that should be paramount for a democracy, and that's not what's happening here. And it's pretty scary. And if they come after me, that will be pretty sad because I'm probably going to a Mayo prison.
They won't hear, probably. It'll hopefully be okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's
it's
see.
not like you're saying the election's fake or what.
Yeah, I mean, I never did. But, people are kind of...
Yeah.
Brazil's left wing. Like, I hate to keep bringing Bosch up because I don't care for him. But Brazilians left wing is basically if everyone was Bosch. Like, they're super fucking utilitarian, and it's like, yeah, let's just convince the stupid masses that our message is good, because then we'll have the number of votes that we need to take power. That's their ideology in a nutshell, and it's literally just Bosch. It's like everyone from the Bosch chat is like the left here in Brazil.
If they actually had any power.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Hold on. Actually, Jesus, thanks guys. Thanks very much for all the money. Appreciated. From N Chia, he gave me 6 pens. I don't know what those are. The best part of the Brazilian boogaloo is that no one's paying attention at the human rights violations in my country. Oh, where are you? Probably like a Brazilian neighbor that's doing something weird too. Tanushi,
Oh yeah.
10 euros. Thank you. Before the wars, Finland used to have a far-right movement that kidnapped leftists and drove them to the border and kicked them over to Russia. Go live in the workers' paradise. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, let's
I don't
see.
agree with the kidnapping. It should be consensually sent to North Korea forever.
No, you must cut out the cancer before it consumes you. They're not going to
fair
consensually
enough.
do shit. You got to get them out of there.
But we're just making them live up to their ideals. Like,
Yeah.
if North Korea is so great, you wouldn't mind living there, right? If they don't, then they're just hypocrites. They're not true to talking about how North Korea is great. If they don't live there.
$20 from Talking Mud Crab. Thank you very much. Love the chat. Thanks for talking about something coherently that is seldom discussed pretty much anywhere. Well, no problem, man. Thank you. Oh, it's in Peru. You're from Peru. Okay, so yeah,
Ah, that makes sense.
something weird's going on in Peru, and Brazil's like taking all the heat right now. That's how it is.
I mean, it's taking all the heat here.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear much media talking about the Brazilian situation outside of what we're doing right now. And like some fringe freaking journalists and whatnot, but like international media, they don't care. Like Brazil is a third world country. Peru is also a third world country. Like we're all fucked here in Latin America. That's the truth.
Yep. I'm gonna pull
It's
up
too
this
hot
article
down
that
there. Who
you.
cares?
So
Like
you
we
get
have fucking Venezuela here, and nobody gives people say it's a
Fuck.
meme. And meanwhile, we have Caleb. I think is the guy. He's
Yeah,
a friend
Caleb,
from. He's so much fun, and like he's living there with like 3 million bolivar, and that is like worth $30. You know, like that's
Yeah.
so it's fucking insane. Everything here in Latin America is fucking insane.
Caleb's a nice guy, but I didn't re-earn the refollow last time I was on Twitter. I got to get it from him next time I show back up. There are some people who are just like, Dev, I'm not going to refollow you because you're just going to get banned in 3 months anyway. I keep getting fucking banned off Twitter. Well, I mean, I think Elon actually announced that he's going to be doing the
He's going to be doing an appeal fee system, right?
Yeah, so I sent in another appeal. There's $2 from Gabriel again. He said something I can't read.
Eles não ligam pra gente, Michael.
What does that mean?
They don't care about us, Michael.
Oh. Who's Michael?
I don't know.
Okay. Right.
I have no idea.
Kiki Spaghetti, $5. Val, if anything happens, my couch in Ontario has your name on it. You can escape government violence and I can practice my Portuguese. Win-win. This guy's simping for you.
Oh, no.
He wants a Brazilian trans GF. That's what the couch offering is. That's what he's doing.
Oh, you're going to pay rent? Well, you don't have to pay rent if you...
If you do the fellatio. No, but do simp. You can simp for me, but do it on coffee.com/creamlunar.
Yes.
That's where my art is.
You actually do good art.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Once in a moon. Yeah. Once in a
doing well,
red
though.
moon. I need to.
I gotta do mine more too.
I've been meaning to draw you guys actually. Lilith
Oh yeah?
is like she's like my muse. Sometimes I draw her more than everyone combined. But like
Aw.
I need to draw you and the gang, like
You
Dave.
do draw me a lot,
Newbies.
and every time you do,
Oh.
you do a fantastic job.
So wait a
You do
second.
smile and
Wait,
nice
you're a simp then, Val. You're simping for Lilith.
Yes, I've been a simp of Lilith. for a while now, I think.
That's okay. You have permission.
But never financially, because that's what I tell people. I can't simp financially, okay?
Mm.
So I'm gonna simp with good vibes and sometimes a drawing.
Nah,
Oh,
those
go-
are all very appreciated.
So Kiki Spaghetti just said, "Oh my God, I'm a girl." Listen, doesn't mean you still can't simp. All right, you know. Here, I want to bring.
True.
I'm gonna bring this
Well,
up
that's still a
because
very nice offer, though, Kiki. I was, of course, joking.
here, let's see, $5 from Terrace. Toast for Caleb when he and his bro are out of Venezuela. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
One of these days.
One of these days. Here, I'm gonna bring up this
Caleb's
article
gonna be
because
stuck in Venezuela forever, but
I
at this
hope
rate,
not.
then I hope not
I
either.
think he's going to Italy.
Oh, okay.
I think he got
Nice.
like Italian refugee status. He's just working on it. Here, let's open this up here.
It's gonna be the spaghetti and meatball country.
Actually,
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
that's a recent one, right?
Kiki Spaghetti. I haven't seen you around before. Are you new? What's up? No, it's just that usually we get like the same people for the TubCast like every stream. You know, it's like the same crew. New names are a bit rare.
The
Oh
names are nice.
yeah. I guess maybe they probably came along with you, Lunar, since or Val, since you have like probably a pretty big Brazilian following. Send Dev to Brazil. Fuck you.
Maybe, yeah. That's a maybe on my head. Like I don't know, because I have a lot of people, like libertarian people that follow me,
Mhm.
and some center right people that follow me. So I don't know. It's the center right movement here in Brazil is pretty small, because we are usually called not we, because I think I'm way more centered than most people, but we are called, quote unquote, far right? So
Yeah.
people are discouraged from like seeking libertarian principles, like even the small L libertarian principles here in Brazil, because you're just conflated with fucking Nazis. So
Yeah. I mean, like, what I've been trying to chew through some of Moldbug's stuff, and one of the things that he said is that because libertarianism is inherently about shrinking or abolishing the government, democracy is never going to be an effective way of implementing libertarianism because it's not something you can vote for. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah.
like, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not a libertarian, so it's like, all right.
Okay, so can I give
I
my
don't know
honest
if that's.
opinion?
I don't know if it always has to be that. I think we can have like a liberty-focused political coalition, and
Okay, so
yeah,
this
it
this is
doesn't
my
necessarily have to be like always shrinking the government, because like constantly shrinking the government doesn't always guarantee liberty. It's
Yeah.
like government is a
my
source of a lot of tyranny, but it can also be a guarantor of basic human rights, like
Yeah.
and basic human liberties as well.
Yeah, like my opinion about libertarianism is as follows, and it's very different from most people, because I believe that libertarianism is important without being in power. Like the most libertarianism, like the movement of libertarianism can do, is by counterbalancing both sides of authoritarianism. That's what we do. We basically say, hey, you're going too far, that's too authoritarian. So it's a good fucking movement to have, but they're not good to be in power, because we technically, like libertarians, even especially the big L libertarians, don't want to be, they don't want to have power, right? Like that's
Yep.
the opposite of a libertarian, like a big L libertarian. So I think being the counterweight to the authoritarianism is the most important part of libertarianism. And that means not being in power, but being a big enough movement to be heard.
Or
That's
it's like
the most valuable part of libertarianism, in my opinion.
Right. No, I think that makes sense. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Here. This is going to be probably a bit of a shorter stream today, guys, because we all have IRL stuff going on. Is Arch going to be live soon? Okay, you
Are
know
we?
what? We can go
Are we gonna
raid
talk
Arch.
about the actual
Okay.
Are we gonna talk about the actual event though, like the January 8th?
We
What
can, but
happened then?
there's not much to it, but we can actually. I mean, I
Because
have an
that's like
article
the
up on it
main
right
thing,
now.
and I don't think we talked about it that yet.
That's
Oh,
true.
I thought we did.
We only what we did was we sort of thought about the fact that it was all sort of moving towards that direction. If we would have any sort of like quote unquote civil war, and
Right.
in the end we ended up having event. So we didn't necessarily talk about what happened then, but yeah.
Hey, wait, hold on. Guys, Arch isn't fucking streaming for an hour and a half. You fuckers.
They're lying to you, Dev.
I'm gonna go fucking see for myself, Arch. Okay, so what was the the January 8th situation in Brazil? Was it basically just the same thing as January 6th? You had a bunch of protesters who were like, they thought that the election was faked, and they decided to riot in the capital, and then I assume it was a lot more violent, and there was a much bigger crackdown, but basically the same thing happened?
Okay, so interesting facts about January 8th. It was not more violent. It was actually less violent.
Okay.
Yeah. So people organized, I don't know if that it has anything to do with Bolsonaro, but it was they organized and they marched onto three big government power buildings here in Brazil,
Mhm.
which and the biggest one was the Capitol building. And it was pretty chill. Like we had events of that occurring from the left when the landless movement invaded and destroyed and actually hurt people when they were doing what was the name? They were voting for something. I don't remember the name, but because it is that old. But they did, like, they invaded and attacked people's security and whatnot and hurt people. So the Landless movement also did sort of try to interfere with like decisions and whatnot in the government in a very violent way. So this one was pretty chill, but the crackdown on it has been pretty fucking insane, which was what sort of moved all this censorship and people going to jail and going to little concentration camps. So sort of not, I'm not comparing to the Holocaust, guys, so don't worry about it. Just saying, like, it's the same thing. Like, you put a bunch of people in places where they can be, where you have surveillance, and then they are moved to prison. That's sort of a concentration camp.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, it was a lot worse. Like the landless movement invasion was bad, but the backlash, the government response wasn't as harsh as what was happening today.
Right. So you gave me this article here. The PGR. Who's the PGR?
Okay, so that's the it's like a government danger assessment institution.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
like what's the translation? Programa de gerenciamento de riscos. It's oh my god, it's so hard to translate some stuff from Portuguese, dude. I'm sorry.
I think I understand what you mean, though. I think I
Yeah,
understand what you mean.
they risk assess. They manage risk assessment management, I think would be the translation for this.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, they're a government body that assesses risks to
The national
to the
prosecutor, someone in the
yeah.
chat says. Okay.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much.
real quick though. Someone says, what happened to the Lilith that was in the Dumping with Scrump that you recently re-uploaded? God damn, that Lilith was spicy. Yeah, so Lilith, I've been re-upping all the dumping with Scrumps over on the Devon Friends channel on a side channel. They're gonna stay there instead of being on the main channel. And so I think like you were hyper spicy back in like 2018.
I think I was at a different stage in my life at the time, and I might have been. I don't know. It was
You're a
maybe
sellout.
my
That's what happened.
look. Life has worn me down a little bit, maybe.
That means you should be spicier.
Lilith is coming back to the enlightened centrist role.
Listen. It's time to go back to the old ways, where you say trap is not a slur, and etc.
I still don't think trap is a slur. Trap is
Me
not a
neither,
slur.
by the way.
I mean, it can be if it's applied to someone and they didn't like it. But like,
Trap is never a slur.
fanboys are fine with identifying it, and there are some trans women that identifies as that. I mean, there are some
Slurs
trans
don't
women that identify as femboys. Like,
listen. Okay, that's fucking retarded.
Yeah,
that is
weird.
retarded.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's mostly for like advertisement purposes because
Yeah,
like
pro-
the
yeah,
femboy
yeah.
subreddits are super popular. So it's like
They want to get more eyes in their porn. Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that I
Actually,
can understand.
I ended up like I did my video on deepfakes, right? There was a whole deepfake thing that happened a few days ago. So I did the
Right?
video.
Oh my God.
Wasn't there a streamer that got caught
With like
Yeah.
Pokimane deepfakes,
mas-
yeah.
masturbating to like a deepfake of his friends?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it seems
Yeah.
like it was worse than I previously thought, because it seems like he paid, like that website is actually gated behind
Yeah.
a paywall, and he paid for it.
Yeah, he you don't know, he paid to have the people at the website make deepfakes of Pokimane.
It's so bad.
Now listen, I'll just straight up admit it. I've seen Pokimane deepfakes, all right? They're like okay. Deepfakes are kind of like weird looking, you know? They're strange.
Yeah, but like when you see it and it's like sort of, you're going through a thread on a certain image board, and it pops up, like fine, that's okay. But like when you pay someone to make it, that's weird. I don't know, man. Especially when it's someone. Imagine like, okay, so like imagine you're not you, right? You have some
Okay.
sense of like shame, because I know you, Dev. You don't have that much sense of shame.
Yeah.
But like imagine you're a person that paid for like deep fakes of a close friend of yours.
Yeah,
Like,
that's weird.
that's
That is
weird.
super messed up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean. The logic is something like here. Maybe I don't know if you saw the video, Val, but I can run you down the logic tree, right? Like, what is it that makes deepfakes immoral?
Okay.
Think about it for a minute.
Maybe this sense of identity being out of the person's control, maybe.
Yes. That actually is it. Like, it's not the case that people think, oh, someone actually thinks that's a real, like it's a real deep fake, or it's like a real image of me doing porn. No one actually thinks that, you know? Like if you get a deep fake of Pokimane from egirldeepfakes.com, you know that Pokimane's not actually doing porn. It doesn't actually say anything negative about Pokimane. No one's going to be fooled to think that those are actually her real boobs, right? It's not like you're seeing Pokimane, because you're not. It's the fact that it's like it's an identity thing, and that's why I gave the example in the video. I gave two examples. One of them was, do you remember the Sarah Palin spoof porn back in like 2008? There was that one porn actress who looks like Sarah Palin, and she made porn as Sarah Palin. No, like that was a joke. Maybe Sarah Palin herself was kind of mad about it, but no one thought it was immoral. We thought it was funny because we knew she was playing a part.
I think there's like a bit of a difference between porn parodies and deepfake, though. Because like
there is.
Deepfake is like porn parodies have been around since forever, and like nobody is looking at the Sarah Palin stuff and going like, "Oh, this is Sarah Palin, like smoking that log."
Yeah.
I think Destiny has a good
I mean,
take on this. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
but
like
like
he go
mhm.
ahead. Let's sorry.
Sorry, I was just finishing the point, but like a deep fake, someone could always like pass it off like even if it might look off, it could be like, oh, look at what Pokimane is doing, and it's like it's a bit of like an identity and like I don't think it is also like her face on even if it is plastered on someone else's body.
Well, the thing is
Yeah,
though,
so
is that
the
if
loss of
you
control, right?
yeah, well, if you go to like a website that sells deepfakes, you know it's not real. So it's not like you can't pass it off as real when it comes from deepfakes.com. You know, if you go to a torrent site and you download deepfakes, they're always labeled as deepfakes, right? So it's not like no one thinks that a deepfake is real, especially when they're labeled as deepfakes. So I'm not sure if the realistic argument really holds up.
I think a good way of thinking of it, like Destiny had a good take about it, but I will actually go on my own here because I think like he said that it would be a worst case if actual nudes were leaked. It wasn't be he said it wasn't going to be as bad as it is if it were actual nudes. And my opinion on that is that there is a sense of the person sort of feeling guilty on leaking on taking the nudes. So like, that's why the deep fake feels a little bit less personal, but it feels worse because when someone takes a nude, they take responsibility to that image, right? So
Yeah.
they took it, and it's their fault that the nude exists. So
Yeah.
and for the deepfake, there's no control. Like it's not your fault that it exists because you can't do anything about it, really.
Yeah, I actually think that's the case too. It's the fact that it was completely out of your control. Someone else did it, right? Like if you take it's like you said, if you take a nude pic of yourself and it gets leaked, well, that sucks. But you still took the nude pic. You know, you still
Yeah.
had a hand in that situation.
Yeah,
Um,
you created it. It's just out of your control how it was spread.
mhm.
But you know,
The other example I gave was twins, right? So, for example, if there's two girls and one of them's and one of the two twins does porn, should the other twin feel violated, even though they look identical? And it's like, well, no, because even though looking at the porn of the other twin is like seeing the naked girl who didn't do the porn way more accurately than a deepfake is.
yeah.
Because the twin is also her own person, it's not as violating. So it doesn't seem to be about the accuracy of the deepfake. It seems to be about the fact that they had no control over it.
Yeah,
And
and it makes sense that people will feel like more protective
mhm,
around like their likeness. But at the same time, imagine if it was a person that was not a public figure, because these people that are like involved in this, like fuck them, they're all public figures. Like
okay,
they know, like they know their face is being used for deepfakes. Like who doesn't fucking know about deepfakes? Come on now.
right.
Like we're
Well,
just using this for clicks at this point, right? Because fuck. And the guy with his wife, like his wife was like super pissed on the background.
yeah, in the
That
background. Oh
was
my god.
weird, dude. Like,
Well, here, the reason that I bring all this up is that I think the deepfake argument pretty much puts the nail in the coffin, like the final nail in the coffin of the trans self ID argument, right? Because if you truly could just self ID and like you had sovereign dominion over your identity just based on your own will, a deepfake wouldn't matter. Like who cares? But it turns out that no, your identity is actually partially in control of other people, which is why deepfakes do matter.
I
oh yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with like trans self ID. It's kind of weird that you
What do you
circled
mean?
like deep
No, it
fake
makes
to
sense. Yeah, it
my
makes sense.
self ID.
Well, no, it makes sense, right?
Okay.
Like,
So the way that you perceive yourself through other people's eyes. That's what's that's also important. That's what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but that's what I think that is saying. Like, you perceive yourself through people's eyes. So when someone uses your likeness for a deepfake, that also affects you. That's the reason why when we are properly gendered, like when people use our pronouns without asking us our pronouns, that's why that feels that much powerful than people
Okay, that
starting
makes more
the
sense.
conversation with like, what are your pronouns? I'm like, she, her. And then the conversation just feels weird and forced, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So,
That's what it's in relations to.
yeah, someone in the chat said lay out the logic, Dev. The TLDR of the logic is basically, if you could just self-ID as a woman, let's say if you're trans, you self-ID as a woman, and all it took was your own logic, then by that same extension, it wouldn't matter what other people thought of you, right? Like if I called a trans woman a man, it shouldn't actually matter because their identity is entirely within their own control. And by the same logic, it also wouldn't matter if you have deepfakes because your identity is entirely within your own control. But in reality, your identity is just as much in other people's control as it is yours. So, for example, you are a woman if you view yourself as one, but also if other people view you as one. So the self-ID thing doesn't, like, you're a woman if you self-ID as one. Well, no, it turns out that you're not actually. It turns out that you're a woman if other people view you as a woman. That's when it really counts. And I think
and I would argue that it's actually dangerous to state like that you are something if you just claim you are, instead of you are something if you claim you are and other people see you that way. Like, it's dangerous to do the first part without the second part, because then we start to get into the whole thing with the transgender. I don't even want to call him transgender. Like the guy that like sexually abused people, and then claimed to be transgender and went to a female prison in Canada. So that's weird to me. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, wasn't there was like a leaked phone call where he said he literally said to his dad, "Yeah, if I claim I'm a woman in court, they'll put me in a female prison. It's gonna be a lot easier for me, so I'm gonna do it." He like I heard the phone call and I'm like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I can't believe we're allowing this bullshit.
Imagine my shock when I heard that paid his shit to get out of prison. Like, come on now, dude.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
That's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
I mean, once there's a phone call leak, then that person should just be, it shouldn't get any type of preferential treatment at all, because at the point they're just lying.
That's true, but I think it got leaked after the court, so they couldn't do double jeopardy. They couldn't like change it, so it's like, well, all right.
This is what it is.
Yeah. Well, in any case, though, like the deep fake thing, it's ultimately an issue of perception from other people, and it also kind of shows like, yeah, we do care. Like, who we are is also who other people think that we are. It's not just a purely self-contained thing. That was where I was going with it, basically. Oh my god.
Okay.
$2. Is Lilith 4 deep fakes of Dev getting pegged?
Only if Dev is okay with it.
There's like a here's an interesting question. Should you be able to deep fake porn actresses? Because they've already put everything out there.
I don't think so.
No?
Like,
that's still immoral?
Yeah, because just because
Okay,
no, it's just because I've had sex on camera doesn't mean like someone should be able to like deep fake me doing like shit I wouldn't do or shit that I'm not okay with.
I think that's like, if you need to be consistent. If you don't agree with deepfakes, then you don't agree with all deepfakes, right?
Right.
So even if they're like, because there is a sort of consent thing there, that like Lilith puts up the porn that she feels comfortable putting up, right? And if someone uploads some deepfake with some like wild shit, that's not her deciding. That's someone else deciding on her behalf.
Okay,
So
that'll make sense.
yeah,
What if
Yeah,
it
like
were
the consent thing plays like the biggest part of it, I think. Like with anybody, like somebody is okay with like getting deep faked for some reason, and that's fine. But like, I think in most cases, like if they're not fine with it, or if they're like the consent plays the biggest role, I think.
well
here's a good.
what it well, hold on. So what if they deep faked someone who's a porn actress doing something that they've already done? So you have a porn actress, let's say that she's done like a regular porn scene, they just deep fake her into another porn scene where nothing's actually different, it's just a different angle or something.
Well, the porn actress hasn't consented to that scene. I mean, they might have consented to doing it with like someone else, but like, what
Yeah,
if they're not
maybe.
okay with someone
Yeah.
else?
You know what this sounds like? Like now that you're like sort of focusing in more the questions, it sounds like the same question that we explored with dead actors and having their face in movies. That sounds exactly like the same
Yeah, Bruce
conversation.
Willis doing that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and like not only that, but like okay, so Star Wars Episode 9, I think they used dead footage of
Oh fuck.
footage of what's her name? Goddamn, Leia,
Yeah,
right?
Leia as
Yeah.
an old lady, yeah.
Exactly, and they used the things, and she was already dead, and the Tarkin,
I think it was
Yeah,
like a
Admiral
Tarkin
case
in
Tarkin,
of
I
like
Rogue One,
think.
yeah. Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
a case of like her estate consenting to it, but like even then, it still doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, I think that's exactly the same conversation if you dial it down. Like if you take out the porn aspect of it, but like just using someone's likeness without their consent
Mhm.
when they are like unable to consent, which is exactly what's happening, right?
Well,
There's a movie I'd like to recommend, by the way. Watch The Congress. Great fucking movie, talks about this.
The Congress?
Very good. The
Okay.
Congress.
Sure.
Yes.
The
It's
thing
like a
is,
mix between animation and live action. Very good.
okay. The thing about the whole consent conversation is that if you're leaning on consent, you automatically have to be like not a leftist, because consent requires privacy, and privacy is like completely against all of the like interconnectedness morality of socialists. So once you're already at this part of the conversation and you're leaning on consent, you have to like abandon at least part of the left-wing framework of how you look at the world.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that in your video too, right?
Yep, I
remember,
did.
I think I watched it. Yeah, you talked about the movie like where nobody has a sense of self, like an individual self.
Yes.
And
Oh, that was a TV show actually, and basically it was like a future where an AI controls all economic activity just for the betterment of mankind, and human beings sit around just having orgies and doing drugs all day and enjoying their lives. But like, it sounds real fun, right? But a downside of that is that no one has any privacy ever, and there's no concept of consent anymore because everyone always says yes. So
so rape is abolished.
yeah, rape is abolished because no one ever says no. It's like
Yeah,
if
they
you
solve
just
rape by allowing all across the board.
yeah, like so it's strange because like it's not like it's a society of rapists, because no one rapes. It's just that no one ever says no. If you want to have like the idea of saying no to sex doesn't exist in these people's heads. So you just want to have sex with someone, you just go up and fuck them.
That's wild. Imagine like they literally abolished the concept of the idea of rape
Yeah,
on its roots, like in its roots. That's crazy.
yeah, and they abolished the concept of no. Actually, they abolished just the concept of refusing. They abolished the idea of exclusivity or of privacy, which is why everyone.
Oh my God.
The idea is that everyone owns everyone in this society, and there's one guy from the outside of the society comes in, and he's like, "Well, I'd like an actual like exclusive relationship with this girl that I've met," and they all think that that's like an offense of the highest order because he's stealing the girl from everyone else.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
It's actually a really good show. It has some serious problems, but the ideas are kind of interesting.
What is it called?
It is an adaptation of the novel Brave New World.
Oh, so I was thinking that sounds an awful lot like Brave New World.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, we have to get going soon, so I'm gonna go over this article at the end just to bring it back. Thanks for all the super
Yep,
chats and stuff today, guys. By the way, it's
you.
been quite good. Thank you very much. So, wait, is this there? We go. Okay. So, we were gonna read this, and we got off on a side tangent. The PGR denounces 152 Bolsonarists involved in coup acts in Brazil. As of Saturday this morning, 653 suspects are under arrest and have been reported to the court. Okay.
Yeah, that's Brasilia. Brazil is the capital of Brazil.
Okay. I thought Rio was the capital of Brazil.
No, that's very old information, Dev.
Well, listen. Okay. It's been a while. The Attorney General's office has announced in recent days another 100 people who participated in the coup acts on January 8th at the headquarters of the Three Powers in Brasilia. As of this Saturday morning, the 4th, according to the PGR, 653 suspects are under arrest and have been reported to the court. Supporters of former President Bolsonaro are accused of criminal association and inciting animosity between the armed forces against the constitutional powers. The PGR also announced the Deputy Attorney General of the Republic, Carlos Frederico Santos, requested the opening of a national consultation so that prosecutors can contribute to streamlining the process that will come from the complaints presented. Damn. Okay, so basically, I know in the United States, when it came to the January 6th riots, they only really went after people who went inside the building. People who actually did damage, people who actually trespassed, people who actually did stuff. If you were a peaceful protester, if you weren't charging it, or you weren't knocking anyone over, you were just hanging back with your sign and you were chanting, the government, I think, has just largely left you alone for January 6th in America.
And let's be real too. That's okay. That's an okay sort of response. I know there is a lot of discussion around whether or not the security, the Capitol security on January 6th has allowed protesters to go in and whatnot. But it makes sense that they are being prosecuted, the people that entered the building and caused trouble. That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
But people died there too. I mean, not good.
Yeah.
by that point, they've actually committed a crime, as in they were trespassing and that type of stuff. But
I mean, that's the same here too.
Yeah.
But it's is trespassing enough for you to be federally prosecuted and put in jail? Because that's what people did here. They walked. There were no casualties, no confrontations, violent confrontations, as far as I've watched the videos. And I'm trying to be very charitable to the left as much as possible because, they exaggerate a lot on these accounts. But, as far as I've watched, there hasn't been any sort of violent sort of fights. So I don't know. Is this okay? Just
Hold on,
putting
hold on.
people in prison?
Let me just. I think I might have missed something. How many people died in January 8th?
None.
None. Okay. And how much damage was done once they got into the building?
Okay, let me just remember all the articles I was reading.
Okay.
As far as I can remember, there were some windows that were broken, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong though, so it's a matter because the videos are very long. It was an entire day of things happening, and I was trying to watch everything, and it was very complicated. But as far as I remember, it was a bunch of windows that were broken and whatnot.
Mhm.
But nothing out of the ordinary for Capitol sort of protests. As I said before, the
Okay,
Lindless
okay.
movement has done it, and they did it worse.
Hold on. Wes in the chat is like, you can't trespass on public property. Yeah, I understand the point of view. It's like, oh, this is a park that the government owns. Government represents the people. You should be able to go into the park whenever you want. I get it, but like, there's a difference between that and like a government building where they're doing business. Like, you can't just because you're a voter or whatever, it doesn't mean you can just walk into any government facility and just be like, yeah, this is mine. It's like, no, man, there's limits on this. No.
Goes up to the CIA's office.
Yeah, it is. And this sort of talk doesn't fucking further your cause, dude. Like, don't do that. Like, don't minimize the behavior of bad actors in your movement. Okay, try to bring attention to them too.
You
Because
mentioned
that
at some
doesn't
point
further it.
that, hold on. Oh, that's right. So this happened in 2009. So the left wingers this time raided the capital in 2009 in Brazil. Hundreds of landless farm workers. The landless movement. That's like the fucking communist rebels from the north. I think I remember that.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like the militia,
fucking,
they're basically a militia group.
yeah. So the communist militias briefly invade the lower house of parliament in 2009 in Brazil, ransacking part of the building and clashing with security. More than 20 people were injured. So it's not like Brazil is, let's say, new to this sort of thing.
No. And it's not like the left is an angel too, because that we will be, oh no, they're not.
Yeah.
It's just that, yeah, I don't know. The people are grandstanding this a lot, like saying, oh, because look at what they did in January 8th.
Mm-hmm.
That's so bad. It's against our democracy, in yada yada. And meanwhile, a little bit earlier, they did the same, or even worse, arguably speaking.
So let's see
Because
here.
the Congress was in session too.
Right.
They were voting for the reform of the oh my god, why the words are avoiding me today.
Well, basically 653 suspects from January 8th are arrested. And how many of those are actually committed like acts of vandalism or violence, and how many of them were just peaceful protesters, do you think?
Okay, so if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the wording that they use in this article.
Mm-hmm.
There is a little spot that they say, oh, there it is. Supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro are accused of criminal association and inciting animosity between the armed forces. So remember that situation where they were protesting in front of the military quarters?
Yep.
That's what they are referring to. That's the wording. Like, they are inciting animosity between the armed forces against the constitutional powers. So like, request, like the whole thing, like everyone that was there asking for the military to intervene or to whatever, like just peacefully there, are included in this. So I honestly think the number of people that were just like there, just peacefully protesting, is probably larger than the number of violent protesters in this particular article. Because like, there were some people that were overboard with the whole Capitol thing, but those are usually outliers. Same with the January 6th thing. Like, there were some people doing horrible shit that they shouldn't be, but there were also like the little grandmas with their freaking US flags, like completely lost, just wandering the building.
Yeah, I saw the picture of the grandma wandering around too.
Yeah.
$5 from Fredo's bookshelf. In the past 15 years, there were like 5 to 6 major attempts and successes to invade Congress in Brazil. We didn't copy January 6th. January 6th copied us. That's funny. Okay. So, where does that leave us then? Are things getting worse in Brazil?
Well, the too long didn't read sort of conclusion. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, okay, never mind. It was so that Geelong didn't read. Is that Lula has a lot of power. People don't have full confidence on him. The tension between left and right is very high at the moment. I don't think there will be a civil war if there is no sort of like some sort of spark that incites that. I think we're fine for now.
Okay.
And I think that Lula will not be president for much longer, but I could be wrong because now we are getting to the whole, oh, he's too old. Oh, he has some sort of disease. I think he has cancer. So people are saying that he will not be in power and that his vice president will be in power. So
Okay.
I don't know. We don't have a lot of confidence. And Alexandre de Moraes, or Lex Luthor Brasileiro, he is doing the evil shit that he's doing, like the literal comic villain evil shit.
Actually, someone in the chat says that the rioters on January 8th destroyed some historical art pieces and stole the door to and also shat on AM's office.
Fair enough.
So they stole
I
the door
did
to his
not.
office and then took a shit in his office.
Okay, so the artwork I do remember seeing, and thanks for bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
But the shit on his office, I don't know. Maybe yes. Brazilians are fucking insane. Okay, so so I do not like legit. I have heard stories of people stealing turnstiles from subway stations. So I don't know what people are capable of, but I don't rule it out.
Does this sound like something that would happen then?
It does, unfortunately. But yeah,
Wow.
those people, like that's what I was talking about earlier. Like those people, they don't need to be coddled by the movement that thinks that Lula is a bad president. Okay, don't do that. Like those people, I hope they do get investigated, and I wish they had their rights to be judged, like to be tried properly.
Mm-hmm.
But since Alexandre de Moraes has overruled that, then yeah, they will go to jail. But that's good. That's good. Okay? Let's not fucking infantilize those people because they are not children. They knew what they were doing. But like adding all the people that were just like protesting in front of the headquarters and whatnot, like the military headquarters, that's insane, dude. Like that's where the criticism should go towards. Because if you care about like the whole Lula is bad and yada yada yada, but like that's where the criticism should go towards.
Okay. Makes sense to me, I think. I guess there's one final
Yeah.
super chat right at the end. From Holtznader again. Thank you, man. $5. Remember, the start of January just doesn't have the same ring to it. All right. It was good to have you on again, Val.
Yep.
No, it was a pleasure to be here again. It was a lot of fun. And if I could just shout out my stuff because I forgot the last time.
Sure thing. Hold on, let me just. I think I put it in the I put it in the description of the video.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll pull up your Twitter account right now. Just give me
It's
a
just
second
my
here.
my coffee till. It's where my portfolio is. So
Here we go.
it's coffee.com/cream lunar. If you
And this
like
is you.
art, like anime and whatnot, that's me.
You're a divine saggy
Devotion.
goth.
Yes. Right now, yes. I sometimes post gothic like costume pictures and whatnot. And yeah, that's
All
about it.
right.
Brazilian artists.
Here, I'll copy this and I'll put it in the chat as well.
But yeah, it was oh my god, it was awesome.
There we
I
go.
love being here. I love talking to you guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh God, Holstein for another $5. Remember the Christmas SUV of peace? What are you talking about? SUV of peace? Did I miss a truck ramming?
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, the Brazilian truckers are doing the thing too.
Oh yeah, the Brazilian truckers. I remember you talked about them a little bit. The Brazilian
Yeah,
truckers.
we didn't mention it because I forgot, but it's
What are they
fine. It's
doing?
fine. It's the same thing. They are like
Still.
stopping the supply chain and whatnot, like
Oh,
against the
okay.
government.
It
Gas is
sounds
going
kind of
up.
normal now, you know? Sounds kind of normal. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I'm gonna go have some dinner, relax a bit, and I'll probably stream again tonight, guys. So make sure that you stick around. Who can we raid? Who's currently online? Let me just see. Arch is not going to start for another 45 minutes, so we can't raid Arch. None of you guys better click away. You're all coming along for the ride. Okay.
Come to the raid. Come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil.
But Brazil will come to you.
Here. Let's go raid Mauler, all right? Everyone go to Mauler's chat and spam. Tell him I sent you and spam a shit ton of coffee cups, okay? Coffee cups is the raid emoji. So that's what you're spamming. Everyone go there. No, don't you dare say nah. Fuck you. You're contractually obligated.
Come
right?
to the long man.
Everyone go say hi to Mauler, guys, all right? We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.